so interesting, the relationship between your conscious brain and your unconscious brain. The mind you are aware of and the mind you're not aware of. So there's really no point in me getting too far into this, but sitting here in my car, and I would much rather be speaking into my phone than laying there just relaxing, allowing time to pass. Why on earth would you literally just passively allow all the time to pass when you could be working? I don't mean working as in like, oh, the game, monk mode, obsessed with the game. I mean like, why would you sit still when you could be moving forward? That's the real reason I'm saying this. It's like, I would much rather be speaking into my phone for 10 minutes straight than to have a nap for 10 minutes or to just lay around for 10 minutes or to just do nothing. And the reason I say this is because I genuinely feel better. I get more energy, I get less pain, I avoid the negative, shallow, subconscious, repetitive thought loops. I avoid those thought loops, and then, what's the word I'm looking for? I avoid those negative thought loops because every time you think about doing something, let's say you tell all your friends, hey, I'm gonna go and talk to this girl, and then you don't go talk to the girl. You basically just burned your credibility and you made everyone think, oh, this guy does not mean what he says. He's not a man of his word. His word is meaningless. His word is backed up by pointless sitting around and cowardice. That's his character. So you have no fear. It doesn't exist. It just doesn't exist. You just have to program your mind for success. Every second that I'm speaking into my phone, I'm moving in the right direction. I'm moving in the direction where I have control, where the universe is flowing through my brain forward in the right direction. I'm not just laying around smoking weed, sitting on my phone, scrolling, wasting all my time. It's not what I'm doing. I'm getting really shredded. I'm knocking on doors every day. But the funny part is, I'm not where I want to be yet. Happiness is the difference between expectation and reality, right? I have this grand expectation, which I'm kind of willing to allow to pass if I can just regain absolute control. Well, I already have absolute control, but if I can regain absolute oneness, speed, precision towards my goal, no wasted time, no wasted energy. And I guess the real secret to success is oneness. There's a term in Islam, it's called like oneness, being one with the universe, being one with God. That does not mean you are equal to God. It just means everything you do, you are already tapped in. We are all driven by the same force. The underlying force that pushes and pulls all the strings of the universe, all of it. But you are also conscious. And I don't want to just keep wasting my time thinking, oh, do I have control? Do I not have control? Tate says absolutely everything is your fault. Tate says everything is your fault. Everything, what else? Take personal responsibility for all of your actions. Every single person on this planet is self-made, but only the rich people admit it. Why is this important? This is important because you want to mimic, what's the word I'm looking for? You want to mimic the behaviors and copy people who have better lives than you. When I was in high school and I saw somebody doing better than me, I would copy their actions. I would imitate their behaviors in hopes of becoming more like them, getting the results that they had. When I saw somebody playing volleyball and I was good at hitting, I could hit the ball pretty hard, but my passing was not accurate. I couldn't really pass the ball very well. So I'd look at somebody doing better than me and I would imitate. Your brain is much easier. It's so much easier. It's so clear to just copy somebody else and imitate what is working than to imagine some reality where things work. It just doesn't make the same amount of sense. It's not as easy. So what am I searching for? I am searching for a reality, an environment, an identity, something, a mission to where I can trust my instincts and be one with God. Be one with the universe. I want to just, the only thing I want is just to be able to trust my instincts. That's all I want. So I need to get more shredded. The only reason why I'm afraid, or I have some sort of fear, or I have some sort, what's the word? I have some sort of, holdback. I'm holding a little bit of a grudge against absolute perfection and absolute chasing the goal in front of you, because that means the work is on me. The second that I commit, all of the work is on me, nobody else. I'm the person who has to achieve everything. If I'm going to commit to the way, if I'm going to commit to the mission, no porn, no shallow, demonic, demon possession, control the things you can control the things you cannot control, only move in the right direction. I have so much potential. I can do absolutely anything, and the world needs me. There are people in this world who rely on me. I have family that love me. All my family members up north, every single one of them is in pain because I am not doing what I said I was going to do. I said I was going to save the entire world. I said I was going to get them. I was going to buy them all. I said I was going to buy them all houses. I said I was going to save the fucking world. And here I am, smoking weed because I have this idea, this reality that eventually, in the future, when everything is perfect and when I keep my word and I do what I say I was going to do and I survive absolutely everything and I can overcome absolutely any force on this planet, I'm a king amongst men, a god amongst humans. That reality doesn't exist. That reality is literally just an imagination. It's just a little picture in my head of where I have a good positive feeling that I'm one with God. I can have that feeling no matter what. Am I going to smoke weed and lay in my bed and watch porn? Am I going to lay around smoking weed, jerking off, rewarding myself with the imagination in my brain that, doing this action feels good and doing this action brings me towards that end reality where I want to go? But I am not God. The only knowledge that is evil is the knowledge of somebody wanting to be equal to God. You are not perfect. You are not just and reacting to your environment. You have a conscious control. Sure, there is only one consciousness. Sure, there are forces you can't control. Sure, there are forces that bring us all together and drive everything that moves in this universe. There's only one consciousness. But what's the point? If life had no meaning, then you would never, ever have a choice. And you can make choices. Just the fact that I can drop something on the ground and I'll have the emotion of, oh, that should have gone differently, or oh, I wish that was different. But just because God is real does not mean you can completely sacrifice your conscious will and pretend you do not have to work. Just because a man believes, do not think you will not be tested. God will test you no matter what. So think about it from this perspective. You are a grandfather looking back. You are looking back at your life. You're sitting on the rocking chair with all your kids, with all the stuff, and it's just like, the only thing that really matters is just moving in the right direction. If I was 80 years old with all my children and all my stuff, all that, you know what I would be doing? I would be wasting as little time as possible because I know how valuable every second is. Imagine I'm 75 years old and I'm just walking around, hanging around, enjoying myself, eating food with my take a right north, UF, south. Yeah, okay. So the Jews, the elites, the demonic Satan worshiping so the devil worshiping non-believers who rule this world, who want the entire populace to be as empty and weak and shallow and submissive as humanly possible. The reason why demons can only possess an empty vessel is because, let's say hypothetically you walk into a store, you smell some really good food, there's some nice food baking, it smells good, your taste buds, your palate smells good, but as soon as that smell overtakes your conscious will, you become empty and you become programmed by the smell, and then it's just you versus your subconscious mind. If you are in a state of starvation, if you've had no food, no water, you've been fasting for days and days and days like Jesus, then what you actually have to do is whenever you walk into a store, you're literally not going to be activated by the shallow, man-made research chemical dopamine, because you kind of have the best of both worlds. Anything that is an extreme man-made research chemical, anything that's extremely strong, extremely potent, just extreme, anything that is extreme, the body is going to adapt to that environment. The body will adapt to absolutely anything, right? It's all just relative. You want to return to homeostasis. So when I smoke tobacco and I consume nicotine, it creates stress in my body. And in order to return to homeostasis, my body has to rise to that challenge and neutralize the stress. When I'm drinking fine wines and liquors and whiskey and spirits, it's literally called spirits because when you drink it, it puts toxins into your body and your body has to work hard to overcome it, and it raises your spirits. Drinking alcohol raises your spirits. Smoking weed is easy. Smoking weed puts a bunch of shit and it just puts wasted volume. It puts waste into your body so that your body has to slow down and start healing and then go to sleep and then remove all of those impurities. Everything has a specific purpose and you need to get more shredded. I heard this example. It's not the razor or the flame or the drug that is bad. Maybe it's the situation in which that force is used. I need a sip of water. I need a sip of water because of pain. It was more dopamine and less pain than if I were to continue. That's how all things work. So basically, why is it important to do all those things that I just said? Why is it important to only consume stuff that raises your spirits, like steak, stuff that increases the volume, increases your control, increases your Holy Spirit, raises your vibration? That is what you have to do. It's very easy. It's very easy when you spend all of your time moving in the exact same direction. When I wake up and I do push-ups, and I drink my coffee, and I eat my lemon, and what's another thing I do? When I eat my lemon, and I do my push-ups, and I drink my coffee, and I smoke a cigar, and I speak into my phone, and I do anything to raise my spirits, to move me faster, to make me one with God. That's what I want. But even me being one with God, that is just a feeling. That's just a little emotion. That's just some atoms, some energy flying around in the universe. That's just what happens. There is no such thing as good or evil. There just is. There's no such thing as a hero. There's no such thing as a villain. There is only strength. There is only evolution. You're never going to stay the same. There is no such thing as stagnation. You're either growing or dying. You're either moving forwards or backwards. The Federal Reserve has had a great impact on this. If you just leave your money sitting in your bank, gaining a little interest rate, or, oh yeah, I'm generating interest on this money in my bank account. If it is not moving, it is losing. If you are not growing, you are dying. Every single tree out there in nature, it's growing, it's strong, it's alive. As soon as the water stops flowing and all the nutrients stop getting flown up into the plant and moving around, as soon as the blood flow and the cyclic movement stops, that is when they die. No animal out in nature ever dies of old age. They die because they can't move fast enough, or they get some disease that can't be cured fast enough, or they can't be cleansed, or they don't have enough blood flow or enough testosterone or enough natural minerals and vitamins in their body to naturally flush out all of those impurities and waste and replace them with strength and health, youth. That's what fasting does. It creates cell autophagy in your body, aka cell death, cell suicide, cell consumption. So what that means is when you're fasting, like Jesus, no food, no water, 40 days and 40 nights, your body starts to break down all of the old dead cells and then replace them and rejuvenate them with new, created, brand new cells that have been created from your body. That's why I drink coffee all day. I smoke cigars. I eat lemons. I don't consume any sugar. I run around all day and I fucking chase what I deserve. You don't get in life what you pray for. You don't get in life what you want or what you need or even what you ask for or even what you work for. You get in life what you deep down truly most desire. In life, you get what you deserve. So I'm walking into the farm store. I'm going to get some eggs, some milk, some pasta sauce, a bunch of shit. But the only thing I really have to think about is what direction do I want to move in life, and why have I not committed? It's because of the limiting belief in my head that I have to feel good, or that I have to, that I have to feel perfect, or that I have to have 100% willpower, 100% commitment towards my goal in order to win. I don't need 100% commitment. I don't need 100% perfection. I don't need to be equal to God. I just need to remain in control and move in the right direction. If I continue to move in the right direction, day in and day out, eventually I will get to the goal. It doesn't matter how shredded I am. It doesn't matter how fat I am. It doesn't matter how sad, how happy I am, how much emotion, how much money, how much power I have. The only thing that matters is what direction I'm moving in, and am I getting more or less? As long as you're getting more money, as long as you're getting more shredded, more influence, more power, more closer to your goal, that's the only thing that matters. Jeff Bezos could have $1 billion, but as soon as he gets knocked off that top spot of richest man in the world, there is no possible emotion he could feel other than inadequacy. All of your experiences are relative. If you're the king one day and then a peasant the next day, you are going to feel worse. If you have $100 and the next day you have $50, you are going to feel less than. There is no amount of cope in this universe that can get rid of cause and effect. If a girl tells it to your face, I don't like you, you're disgusting, that feeling, that subconscious feeling that shoots the energy into your body, that is real. No amount of cope can lie and change the energy that is real, that is flowing through you. So you might as well focus on what you can control. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So you might as well just get more shredded. That's it. Get more shredded.